Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation. Today we're going to do some Quicksilver gameplay against Master Mold. We're going to show just how freaking sweet this dude is, even without an optimal team. He has 23,500 physical attack. He has max attack speed, 43 crit rate, max critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. Take a look at his gears here. He has his first and last gear at 25. He has all 5-star Urus on him. And if you take a look at his skills, take a look at this passive here, gives him this ignore target dodge rate by 50%. This is amazing, guys, because Corvus has very high dodge, and the fact, since Quicksilver has 50% ignore dodge, you only need a couple ignore dodge strikers, and that's it to max out his ignore dodge against Corvus, which means you can use some really OP strikers to help do a whole lot more damage. That's freaking awesome. Not to mention, you just bring him in there, give him a couple ignore dodge strikers, just him by himself, and still take down some Corvus action. That's pretty cool. Now, the rest of his skills don't really have a whole lot of text except for the 3 skill. All these skills, now the 3's got a little text going on. It's got a damage accumulation based on how much damage you deal, which is freaking amazing. You don't have to worry about taking damage to deal more damage. You can just hit the skill and you're going to accumulate a crap ton of damage based on how much damage you're dealing to your opponent, which is amazing. Plus, it gives him this 10% recovery at max HP, which is awesome. His 4-star passive gives him this penetration, and he penetrates pretty much everything. If that 5th skill gets a hold of you, you are freaking done. Now, anymore in PvP, unfortunately, he's fallen off the meta big time. Jean and Thanos are just too tanky for him. They're very difficult for him to take down, extremely difficult. And Captain Marvel can pretty much just hit her 4th skill and, yeah, get in his iframe and freaking destroy him. But he's still amazing. Still an amazing character. The 4, just some little text there, nothing big. The 5th, the same thing. Now take a look at his ISO 8 set. He has a Stage 6 Power of Angry Hawk set. And this is pretty cool because I used to have this fully awakened. And I took those ISO 8 off of him because I had other character that I need to bump up a little bit more because I use them more often. I don't use Quicksilver too much anymore because now I have max raid level. I don't really need to push the Corvus stage or Proxima that much anymore. So I'm not really too worried about it. And I use other characters, honestly, every day. I just don't use them very much anymore except for in Shadowland. But that doesn't mean that this dude isn't amazing. This is a very reliable character to take against Master Mold. And we have a CTP of Destruction. Now, the crit damage is really awesome. The guard break immunity is very sweet for him. He doesn't really need guard break immunity unless you're going to have him in PvP. If you have him in PvE, I just give him a crit damage with a damage proc. But if you're going to put him in PvP, obviously you want to have guard break immunity on him. This penetration really isn't doing nothing for him because he has already 70% native penetration in his passive, which means no matter what skill he's doing, he's always going to get that penetration for the most part. And we have that nice damage proc. And the damage proc on a CTP Destruction is no different than a damage proc on any other regular obelisk. So he's not getting any more damage from having a CTP Destruction, just getting that guard break immunity and just some crit damage. And he has a mythic uni. Now let's take a look at the uniform options here. Now, as far as uniform options, this first option is amazing. Scarlet, must buy. For sure, guys. Must buy. The Electro Uni, I'm pretty sure this is for gold, but I'm not 100% positive about that. It's been a long time since I bought this thing. I don't remember. The Spider-Gwen Uni, best uni she has to offer. Be good, decent for Shadowland, that's about it. The Beast uniform here. Good uni to make him a villain, make him more useful in Shadowland, but other than that, nothing really big. He gets a couple little extra stats from having him, but nothing major. And the last uniform is Doctor Strange, the Infinity War uni. Now this is a good uniform. I haven't ranked it up, guys, because I don't want to spend all that BAM. I know he's going to get another uniform in his movie, but we'll see. I do want to tier 3 him, and you guys know when I tier 3 characters, I go all out, and I max out their build as best I can, so I imagine if I tier 3 him, I'll probably take this uniform to Mythic. So guys, let's take old boy against Master Mold, and let's see how he does. Let's rock and roll. Okay guys, so here we are. We're just going to be using Wasp for that 23% all attack leadership, and of course having that debuff, and you really want that debuff, guys. Quicksilver doesn't absolutely need it because he's in iframes all the time, but if he gets frozen, if he gets caught just one time, feared something, he'll die almost instantly. And we have Colossus there to make him a little bit tankier, give us that 50% decreased damage received, which is going to make him a bit tankier, allow us to take some hits. And the fact that he's got a heal on him, if we do take a hit, he'll be able to heal up. And you see the teams we got going on here. Now these guys were actually in the public, obviously they have no debuffs and they're all tier 2s. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but it really seems like nobody wants to play in GBR against like tier 2 characters. I don't know what it is. You know, they just want to play with their OPs like tier 3 Luna, tier 3 Shirag. And I can't blame anybody, but Jesus, I mean, you know, if I was to play with those kind of characters in this stuff, they would just blow through this in no time. So I don't want to do that. I want this to be a nice battle, a good fight, and show that Quicksilver can do this pretty much on his own. Now there we missed our proc. And the idea with Quicksilver is you just want to start with the 5, go into the 4, and get the damage proc on the 4. And then he's going to run up, do a punch at the end of the 4. You're going to hit your 1, cancel into the 3. And then he's going to jump up in the air. And when he slams down, like right there, you're going to wait a little bit. Then you're going to hit your 5, 4. Now there, my 5, I didn't quite hit it. I hit the 4 instead. And sometimes it's best to just hit the 4. That way you keep your proc where it belongs. But generally, you want to hit the 5 before the 4. Now there we got the 5 before the 4. And you can see the damage he's doing, guys. All we have is this 23% attack leadership. That's all we have. I mean, he does have a Mythic Uni. He does have Urus. But even if you just brought a Quicksilver in here. And by the way, this is the day that Master Mold is a Blast type. So he has the type disadvantage against speed types like Quicksilver. So the speeds are going to be able to do a whole lot more damage. And man, Quicksilver just mows through this. Even when Master Mold was a universal type back in the day, you could still bring Quicksilver in here and do this. You just couldn't do it this easy with this weak a team. I mean, well, you could, I guess, if he was really built up. If you had a CTP of energy on him, he'd be freaking monstrous, guys, because this uniform actually offers some chain hit damage, and that chain hit damage combined with the chain hit damage from the CTP of energy, holy crap, it just makes him a freaking monster. But like I said earlier, I don't really play with them very much anymore. You know, I was actually just looking through my roster, and I thought, what character could, you know, do GBR pretty easily? And yeah, Quicksilver is definitely one of those characters. He is amazing, and I love playing him. He's super easy to play. I mean, a lot of people think they think it's difficult to keep the proc on the 4, but if you guys watch the run, for the most part, I'm keeping the proc on the 4. It's not that difficult, I don't think. And right now, we're throwing in the 2 because the proc's off a little bit. So, since the proc's off, we actually have time to hit the 2 first, then go into the 5, 4 to get a little extra damage in there. Hate to see you go, buddy. Don't know how much damage you was doing, but it doesn't really matter. It's all good. And we are destroying this crap. It's kind of sometimes a little pain in the butt to see what's going on, but, you know, that's one thing about playing on a PC that I do like, is having the big screen. I can see what's going on really well. Getting used to the controllers, that's a whole nother issue. But, you know, I'm working on it. I'm practicing. I'm trying. Now, there our debuff just saved us. If he didn't have that debuff right there, he'd have freaking died. That's one thing about Quicksilver, man. He is fragile. He cannot take a huge hit. Even with Colossus in here, he can't take a whole lot. He can die pretty damn easy. That's the one bad thing about him, but once you get in the groove, and like right now, guys, since we have that debuff and we're in iframes, I'm just going to go balls to wall, even more purple showing up. We're going to be just fine. No big deal. Although I generally wouldn't recommend doing that, but I'm going to do it anyways because I like playing pretty aggressive sometimes. It's just a lot more fun to do it that way for me anyways. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, I like tearing it up. And there we go. And there we were in our iframe, so whenever Pokey jumped up in the air, we didn't take any damage, which is freaking sweet. Oh yeah, so easy, guys. And this is not, you know, and if we was using Shuri or Valkyrie or some kind of support, oh my, we'd be mowing through this. If I used a different leadership and gave him a different, and put Wasp in the, just used her as a debuff instead of her leadership and gave him like some, other leadership, like a 45% all attack, he'd be doing way better. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is to show how strong he is with a weak team, that he can easily take this down, no problem, with a 180 proc. This is not some... And so guys, all you guys out there that got regular damage procs, your damage is going to be similar to mine as long as you got, same amount of physical attack on your cards. I have 55% physical attack on my cards, which isn't a huge amount, but I know it's a lot more than a lot of people out there. I mean, there are guys out there that's got 70, 80, 85% physical attack, maybe even more on their cards. Something I need to work on in the future, but I'm not really too worried about it, to be honest, guys. Man, he just blows through. This is so easy, it's not even funny. Hell yeah. Piece of cake, guys. Hit that punch. It's pretty cool watching Quicksilver run up and he does the little punch to Giant Master Mold. It is so crazy to watch him do that. Here he comes. He does his punch. We hit the 1 and 3. As soon as his fist hits Master Mold or hits whatever opponent, you want to hit that 1 and cancel straight into the 3. Let that 3 jump up in the air, slam down, wait a moment, then hit the 5-4. If you hit that 5 too early, it can set off the proc a little early. So you want to wait just a little bit of a moment, about a half a second or so. Then hit your 5-4 after you do your 3. Piece of cake, man. No problemo. Going down, punk. Going down. It's going to be real interesting to see how much damage old Quicksilver did here. Because it looks like he's pretty much doing all of it. But we'll see. So what do we do? 96% of the damage. So yeah, Quicksilver is a total beast. Jesus Christ. He mutilated this thing. So guys, let me know what you think about old Quicksilver. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.